And then
We're
I'm
live.
going to tell you, we're going to talk about autism while the kids are getting autism.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Everybody coming in. Thank you for jumping in and joining us.
Just saying hi to everybody.
Welcome in. Today we're just going over a few discussions on a few topics that we came up with. So welcome in.
So should I wait a
So
few minutes or just start screaming?
start screaming about God, just about everything. There's about anything you can scream about it these days.
Oh my goodness. We can talk about Epstein. We can talk about Superman. We can talk about Trump and Elon. We can talk about, there's so many topics.
I'm actually not really all that concerned about the Trump and Elon thing.
Oh
Mostly
no,
because
it's
I think
getting
it's all,
worse.
I honestly think it's just all staged.
I know. We'll get into that,
What's up,
okay?
Michael? What's up, Sumo?
Hey Michael, what's up? Sumo, what's going on? Okay, I just like so we have some people that may be a little more liberal than we are in
Yeah,
the chat, right?
of
And
course.
I always scream at them for not giving kudos when like the Trump side does good. I always go, hey, how come you never bring it up? You know.
Welcome
But
in, Rob and Ken. Thank you, thank you.
so so I always said if the conservative side did anything wrong, I would be all over it. I would be all over it. I'm not conservative through and through. I'm logical. Okay? So we're going to break this down for you real clear, okay? The right is totally lying. There you go. We totally agree, everybody in the world. I've watched liberals, I've watched conservatives, Candace, Tim Pool, they all say the government's lying. There is an Epstein list. We're not getting it. They're hiding something. It's plain as day, guys. And I'll prove it. First of all, Pam Bondi came out and said she had the Epstein list on her desk. It took her 6 months to find nothing. No, it
Yeah,
took her more like
look through
6 months to
everything,
shred it.
sift through everything, and just say, "Oh, nope, nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing's here."
6 months of
Come out and say
shredding.
there's a list, and then go, "Oh, nope, list doesn't exist."
What a bunch of crap.
And then my biggest question is, okay, so let's run with that theory. If the list doesn't exist, why was he in jail? And if the
Uh,
list doesn't exist, why would he off himself? Or somebody had him off himself. I don't
you're
know.
telling me
But
thousands
why
of
was
hours of video and nothing was on it?
Ghislaine Maxwell still in prison? Why are these all these questions?
Thousands of hours of children being raped and not one of the people can be identified. Really?
Yeah.
Really? They probably didn't even know they were being recorded.
Next.
Okay. Guys, this is so bad. Yeah, exactly. Uh, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, you lying pieces of crap. I'm so furious. There is an Epstein list. There were
Hold on.
flight logs.
Here,
There's got to be a
here's a
client list.
here's a great statement. No one entered Epstein's cell during the time period he killed himself. Then how did you know he was dead?
Yeah, did you notice the tape that was revealed? There was a whole minute missing. Really? Wow, that's so government of them. There was a whole minute.
Honest question. I mean, how did they know he was dead?
I have no idea.
Somebody had to go in there at some point in time. How do they
I
know?
don't know. I have no idea. Guys, this is all crap.
They obviously don't have cameras inside the cell. So,
And he literally, I heard he literally said he wasn't suicidal. If I'm killed, it wasn't me. That's what he said. Then he went and offed himself. Really? let's be real here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Epstein was silenced just like Paul Walker, just like Lady Di, just like Prince, just like Michael Jackson. Pick them all. They're all hits. This is such crap. The whole world knows they're lying. Literally. They did a press conference and they're like, and they revealed that nothing really. Listen, Dan Bongino. Let's talk about him. Okay. He's what? The assistant to Kash Patel, right? He's
Yeah.
the assistant FBI director. The guy spent years talking about the lies
Mhm.
and the corruption. He made a living off of it. And then he steps in and becomes corrupt. Like I watched him talk about, yeah, well, there's nothing to see here. Keep walking. You literally called them liars for a decade. You literally made a living off it. Now Dan Bongino is a part of the mess too. You could see in their eyes if you watch Kash Patel and Dan Bongino try to cover up this crap. You could see in their eyes like they look like their family's lives were in danger. They looked like that. They were afraid of something. Child rapists are the worst form of
Well, here,
human. Yes. Yes, Rob.
Paulin made a point for the other side that I can actually converse with. It's almost like we should be cautious about anything that comes out of Trump or this administration's mouth. I wouldn't necessarily say that or go that far, but at the end of the day, they're all politicians. They're all, protecting others.
They're
It doesn't
all
matter who's
guilty.
in there. It doesn't matter if it's
I bet
Democrat
they're all
or
on the
Republican.
list. All of them.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter.
What a bunch of crap. Okay, here's another proof that they're lying. Ready? She said, I'll release it in phases. You'll release what? Remember Tim Pool? He said, he goes, so let me get this straight. Phase two was nothing. You were
Yeah,
going to release nothing in phase
yeah,
two?
exactly. There's phase one, and we got,
What was
we got a
phases?
small thing, had nothing on it. A lot
Give
of
me a
stuff was
freaking
redacted.
break.
It's like, okay, so phase
And
two, you were supposed to tell us what was on there,
what is the
and
statute of
nope, nothing
limitation?
there.
What is the
Nothing's there.
what is the statute for limitations for rape?
I'm not sure. We can look it up.
Yeah, because some of those tapes might be too old to press charges. I think they all should be shot. You know, you got Tom Hanks mounting a 9-year-old. Yeah, the guy should go down. We know who was on the flight records. You cannot tell me nowhere was a client list.
It says it varies by state to state. Generally, the time frame for filing charges can range from a few years to no limit at all, depending on the state and specific details of the case.
I think children should be no limit at all. If you're caught as an adult having relations with a child and we knew it was by force, we knew there were thousands of victims. That's what they told us. It's so sad. Kash Patel have
Yeah, it says it's
Dan Bongino and
it
Kash
might be 3
Patel.
years, while in others it could be 10, 20, or even 30 years.
Yeah, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel have burned through any integrity they had coming into the administration. Guys, I almost dislike them all so bad. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed that you think we're that stupid. We've been lied to so much, we can smell it now. And you guys aren't even good at it. The left is at least better liars than the right. The right's so stupid. They're totally hiding it. You spent 6 months on nothing. You spent 6 months looking at nothing? Really? Nothing was there? Nothing was written down or recorded? Bunch of crap. She even admitted there were thousands of hours of tape. Well, how about you guys arrest somebody? How about you guys publicly humiliate somebody? You take advantage of a child, you deserve to be destroyed. I don't care who it is. You deserve to be destroyed. That's disgusting.
Hold on. Christian says Trump was an Epstein associate. Should he be shot? No.
Not shot. Not unless
And being an associate has nothing to do with anything, in my opinion. Just being an associate of somebody doesn't make you guilty.
there was some.
Hell, and
Right.
if he was even guilty, if he was even part of this whole program or whatever going on, or scandal, you know, why wouldn't the Democrats use that against him to keep him from becoming president?
They had this.
Then they had to
information.
come up with freaking what's her name?
Yeah, some prostitute.
Yeah, some
They
prostitute.
went after him because
One.
of hush money.
Uh,
That was the big case. No, all right.
they had to come up with property lie or scam or whatever. Yeah,
What about? I mean, listen. There's a guy who flew the plane. There's a guy who captured the kids, brought them to the island. There's guys. There's plenty of guys involved. Nowhere could you find anything about anyone. Really? What a bunch of crock. How do you expect us to believe that?
good to know. Maybe some.
Let's see, I have no choice but to. So cold. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything we're talking about.
It doesn't.
Probably. Let's see. Yeah, this is, guys, this is totally crazy. This is totally bull-faced lying.
Rob asked, "Who are these people afraid of? Trump?" I wouldn't necessarily say it's Trump. I still believe there's a deep state. I still think there's people, the corporate moguls or whatever.
I think Kash Patel and Dan Bongino they have something on them. That's all. I think they dig, they discover, they threaten, they do whatever it takes for them to shut up. But then again, if it's just if it's concerning evidence against the right, they may shut up because of that. Everybody, my brother said it best. He thinks everybody was there on it. Everybody was on the list.
Yeah, this is actually on Rumble. I don't know if they can see it on YouTube, but no Epstein list, no mass corruption arrests, no Doge checks, no end to the Ukraine war.
Thank you,
Mr.
Magoo, thank you.
No end to the war in the Middle East. Bombing in the Middle East. What else? Sending money to Israel.
I've been screaming about not one arrest has been made in all the Doge discovery.
Well, there's been arrests. There's been arrests, but I don't think there's been any penalties. I mean, we've had a couple different politicians that were assaulting ICE officers or.
Yeah, nobody we know. Pelosi's still walking around. Clinton's still walking around.
Well, okay, the big names
still walking around.
Yeah, I'm talking about like anybody that's in politics. If you count everybody in politics, there has been people who have been arrested, but nobody's been charged with anything. That all charges have been dropped and whatnot. So nobody's facing consequences for these actions. All you're going to do now is you're going to teach everybody that thought about doing it that they can do it without repercussions.
And I bet you, as we're talking right now, I bet you another Jeffrey Epstein is uprising. Somebody else. I bet you. I can't believe they think we're going to settle for this.
I'll put her pin Debbie's. Pam Bondi has always been a liar. From Florida.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bless you. It's the first time I've ever sneezed on the show.
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. Pam Bondi has always been a liar. Ask anyone from Florida. I mean, I'm starting to believe it, to be honest.
Hey guys, listen,
she really has done nothing that we know of.
We may have supported conservative thoughts, but we didn't buy the Trump socks. Okay. We weren't like that. Maybe had a hat. Maybe. I had an X hat. He had a Trump hat. That's fine. That's as far as it went. Had nothing to do with a man. It was the things that were getting done. The right things we liked were getting done. Okay. But we're not sworn to anything. These guys, I'm going to say it time and time again, they're lying sacks of crap right now. I'm really upset. I really am. I can't believe it.
No, here.
Yeah.
At me, did Trump appoint the deep state this time? Why would he do that? No, he didn't appoint them. They're already there. It's basically a government beyond the government. They're the ones that pull the strings. They're the ones that control what happens in the government.
Yeah, no, I don't think
It doesn't matter who's in office. They're
I
the
don't
ones
think Trump is bought and paid
unelected
for.
bureaucrats.
I don't know. Maybe there's
Unelected
incriminating
bureaucrats.
evidence against him. I don't know. But I do know this. It's a bull-faced lie, the whole thing. He killed himself, and there is no list. Listen, you're a millionaire. Your business is, but I mean, we figure he was blackmailing. I mean, probably he had like the biggest dirt on half of Hollywood. So he probably was blackmailing. The guy was a billionaire. How did he make his money? How did he make his money? How did he become a billionaire? Did they pay that much to go on the island? I don't know. But I do know this. Guys, it's dirty. It's dirty as hell. It's awful. It's awful. And you know what? The children suffered over all this. The parents, the pedophiles, the politicians, it's awful. You know, and I'm very sad right now that my grandson's coming into this world because once again, the good outweighs the bad. But I don't want my grandson growing up in this shit. Oh, this stuff. It is. It's crap. So I don't want anybody growing up in it. No wonder we have a low birth rate. People are like, I wouldn't bring children into this world. But you know what? Life goes on. We all go on. We all can control what we can control. That's all. So I said today on social media that life is just about surviving. Hoping your town don't burn down. Hoping your town don't flood. Hoping that politics doesn't destroy your life. Hoping doctors don't kill you. Hoping that viruses don't get released on purpose. Hoping you're like living a freaking movie. Listen, bankers are dirty. Politicians are dirty.
What's up, Bacon? Welcome in.
Doctors are dirty. And by the way, speaking of doctors, RFK is about ready to announce that vaccines, there's like 140 vaccines right now for children before age 10. No wonder they're getting autism. But I think he nailed it down to the vaccine for hepatitis B, I think. Excuse me. But I will tell you this. I think God, the kids are not vaccinating the little one. They're not going to. I don't blame them.
The hell?
I wouldn't today.
I don't know why it's not showing up. Welcome in, Zesty. It's not
Zesty,
showing up
what's going on?
She's not showing up on the thing.
Trump was an Epstein.
I don't think we get all the messages now. Now I'm looking at it.
Are you getting them all?
No, I'm not getting all of them.
I'm getting them. It's not scrolling, ticking me off. But anyway, so literally, Brandon was looking for a baby doctor. 3 calls in a row said they wouldn't see the baby unless it was fully vaccinated. Look, I'm getting all.
Unfortunately, this administration is making themselves appear quite untrustworthy. Sorry. Yeah, I can see that. unfortunately, this administration is making themselves appear quite untrustworthy. I mean, I can see that.
Why not? The other one did. Let's all be
They
untrustworthy.
all do. They really all do. I mean, you trust that they're going to get in there and do something, and then they completely drop the ball.
So just to finish my comment, 3 phone calls to 3 offices would not see Brianna's baby unless the baby was fully shot up. They make money off of vaccines. All doctors do.
Yep.
They get a kickback. The more, like 2,000, they get paid every 2,000 vaccines.
You know what's scary about it?
What?
Who they getting kickbacks from?
The medicine companies.
Well, I'd also
They're
say
getting paid by Pfizer.
they're probably also getting kicked. Well, no, I guess maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the people who are selling the crap.
That makes sense.
They're like, hey, yeah, push this.
And then they got the government to use their power against people that don't.
There was a video. Hold on, I'm gonna try and share my screen and give me a second.
Themselves appear quite.
Where was that video? No, not that. Hold on, if I can find it. Was it this? No. That was it. Okay, let's stop that. Let me go back to the studio. I'm gonna try and share my desktop. Instagram. Was it Instagram? No, was it this? Yeah, I think it was this. Can you see my desktop?
No.
You can't see anything?
Let me go to the. No, I'm looking on the on another tab and I still don't see it.
I'm trying to share Instagram, but I guess it's not working. Can you guys?
Almost everyone that has died.
No, well, I'll try. I got to work it out. I've never shared a video on the stream. I've never done that.
Yeah, that's a good point Michael brings up.
What?
Almost everyone that has died in the last few years had gotten the COVID vax.
Guys, the people who've died from the COVID vax, you don't even know about. Thousands and thousands of people you don't even know about. What's in the COVID vax? I was watching a video, and it was like nanotechnology bullcrap. Don't. I mean, go look yourself. Go do your own homework. I'm not going to make any accusations. I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you, some bad stuff was in that vaccine. But people get really weird, dude, when you start knocking the vaccine because they already took it. So, they're getting really weird when you're talking about how dangerous it is. They know. Listen, time will tell. But, I also found out they did animal testing. All the animals were dying. That's why they never revealed the reports. They just, RFK just discovered those reports. That all the animals they tested on died from the vaccine. When are we going to come out and say it, guys? This was dangerous. They literally, I know, we'll put out a virus and then we'll scare everybody and we'll get them to take a vaccine and we'll thin out the herd. It's crazy. I know Bill Gates is behind all this. I know it. As much as I know, there's a wristwatch on my hand. Sumo Boy. Are you reading Sumo Boy?
No.
What are you reading?
Wait, my friend died in a car accident. He was vaxxed. No, it's not that. It's medical. Anybody dies from medical reasons.
Well, they probably, I'm telling you, hospitals got paid to kill people. Doctors have come forward and they were killing people with insulin and morphine. Literally, people have secretly revealed that they've seen it. They've seen them shoot them up in the hospital. They would die, and everybody brought the hospital $30,000. Are you freaking crazy? I lost two friends in the hospital, identical way. They both kidney shut down. They went on dialysis. They died 3 days later. Come on. At some point, coincidences go out the window. And what you think is happening is really happening. Give yourself more credit than that, guys. So true, Jack. It was proven that the vaccine got us chipped. I'm starting to feel like a liberal robot. Pollen. I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't know if it's a chip. I don't know. I mean, okay. You guys want to be really crazy. I'm gonna go out there. Ready? Hold on. That could be why we went to 5G and everybody's freaked out over 5G. 5G could trigger this nanotechnology. I know Soundwave's been coming out of the 5G towers.
I think I remember
But the
hearing something about
lady
that.
in the video
I think
said,
it's all just. I mean, I think it's
the lady in the
like
video
tablets,
said
but
that the vaccine is activated by signals. She didn't explain how, but she talked about it. That's all. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I mean, well, like I said, I think it's kind of like that whole tabloid stuff, like I saw aliens or half breed animal or
Yeah, I think the
half
5G
man,
is a
half.
reach, guys. Seriously, I'm telling you right now.
But I mean, pollen, like one of the things I would recommend is not really that be worried about the chip, but I mean, it's more like I would say food for thought kind of idea, right? Don't don't take it seriously, but I mean, just think about it, investigate it, do your own research on it, see if that's true. I mean,
If oh,
I'm taking everything I learn out of everything with a grain of salt. You never know what is and what isn't true anymore, especially with all the propaganda and the lies and bot farms and everything else. It's tough to decide which stuff is actually true and which stuff is just blowing smoke up your ass.
why hepatitis? I'm confused. Why hepatitis would get paid for every dead person? I guess there's metal. I don't believe they went out to cause autism. I believe the shots supposedly work, but they're high in metals and mercury and all this crap that can affect your body. Okay, just so you know. So I talked to my doctor. She's very holistic, so she's more into natural ingredients, less in pharmaceuticals. And she said she's watched over thousands of kids grow up under her care. None of them she refuses to give a vaccine. She advises no vaccines. She'll tell you, don't vaccinate your kid. Don't do it. Okay? She said not one of the thousands underneath her care that didn't vaccine have autism. They say 1 in 12 get autism now. That's some scary crap. Okay? There's so many things. They vaccinate your baby the moment it comes out of the womb. It's so pathetic. It's like, really? Can't wait a day? You got to shoot it up right there? So, there's.
There you go. Michael brings up.
So she said, don't do it. So we knew, we took her word for it. She's been doing it for years. No vaccines. What you got there?
Do you guys think Elon's American Party, I would imagine, is a political solution to what's happening to this country?
No, not at all.
I don't think it'll be successful.
It's another Ross. It's another Ross Perot. It'll split the vote. The Democrats get back in office, and we'll be starting hell all over again.
It'll just be another independent party.
Yeah, I'm not joining it. I won't join it. I, I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm not an Elon supporter, but I won't join a third party. Won't do it. Uh, Now, I will do this. I'll vote third party or register. I'll change whatever if they're going to be doing better things than conservatives. If they have better ideologies, whatever it's called, um, if they think better, I'm going to be logical about this. You guys should have Rep Zion as a guest. Oh my gosh, I remember him. Yeah, we're still good friends. Uh, I don't know. I know I've seen him a lot on Facebook lately, which is weird. You know what that tells me? Guys, Repsion. It's Repsion. Do you know what that tells me? When I start to see, he was a young kid when I met him. He's starting to get old now. That's it. He's aging up. He's starting to pop up on Facebook, starting to post more pictures and talk to people. And, but when you show up on Facebook, you're pretty old, pretty much. Or you're just trying to hang out with your friends and family. But I'm telling you, because Repsian wouldn't be on Facebook for nothing when I knew him. But he was a young kid then. Now he's a lot older. He realized he gets a better reaction. He gets more relations off Facebook. I don't know what it is. Let me reach out to him and see if I can get him to come on. That guy's a blast. But we never saw eye to eye either, though. He's another guy that thought opposite I did. But we respected each other, just like me and my brother. We respect somebody else's thoughts. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Michael says,
Sometimes I get all excited and start rambling.
treasury about. Well, I'm trying to read this one.
What's it say?
Michael says a lot of sources say it was the Treasury Secretary after Elon got on his face for being called a fraud by him. Oh, I guess with the black eye. Is that what they're talking about?
I have no idea. I didn't hear anything about it. What do you know?
I guess Elon had a black eye or something. I don't know.
You think he got in a fight?
I don't know. I didn't see anything about it. I doubt it though. And come on, Elon. Well, I mean, he is kind of pervasive to most.
You know, when you're a billionaire, you get a little full of yourself. That's all. You got to be careful. Got to be humble. That's got to be tough, being mega rich like that. I mean, look at Bill Gates. He thinks he's God. He wants to control the weather. He wants to block the sun. The guy's like playing God now. He got all his money from being a teenager in a garage, stole a few ideas, built it on top of that. Boom. Now he's like became the richest man. He isn't anymore, but he was at one point. Sorry about that. So
No worries.
anyway, yeah, Bill Gates is a little freaky. They did a little test on, I guess it's called a doomsday map. If things went really bad, what areas of the country would survive? And ironically, every area, Bill Gates owned farmland in that area. Kind of weird. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it says anything, but I don't trust him. Period. I don't know why. Why they not release the Epstein stuff? We're saying they're lying. They don't want to release it. It shows too much. I don't know, but they're saying there is no Epstein stuff.
Fuck up, kid.
6 months later. So basically, the stuff that was on her desk was imaginary. She spent 6 months dragging her feet, going through piles and piles of information, came up with nothing. Thousands of hours of video. The richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world aren't going to get along. Ain't that the truth? Rob writes, I believe he is still. No, I thought Jeff Bezos was richer than Bill Gates at some point. Jeff, whatever his name is, Bezos, the guy from Amazon. I believe he has more money. But you can look it up. I don't really care who's the richest. It doesn't matter. At some point, you can't spend all that money. You have enough. When you can spend all the money you got, you're good. So there's no Epstein list. There is, however, a book that has all his contacts. Yeah, the phone book ain't gonna cut it. No, there's more than that. There's got to be, and if there isn't, we know there's video. So it's real simple. We gave you 6 months with that crap, and for 6 months, how about during those 6 months you said, well, we haven't found anything yet, but we're still looking. Not, okay, we're going to release everything in 2 phases. Phase 1, here you go. What? There is nothing. And he did kill himself. Really? I can't imagine. All right, so look up that video of the guy throwing a pie in Bill Gates' face when he was leaving. Yeah, I don't like Bill Gates. I didn't know somebody threw a pie at him. I'm not for that. I mean, I think the guy just needs to go away and just go enjoy your money and go do your thing and be gone. Stop trying to affect people. Stop trying to affect the world. Stop trying to play God, because you're not. No matter how much money you got.
There you go.
What?
There's no Epstein list. There is, however, a book that has all his contacts.
Dude, we just read that. Where you been? We literally.
I'm looking over different things.
We literally just read that.
Yeah,
but this is
working
his
on
phone
something
book.
at the same time.
No problem. That's why I'm talking, because I know you're busy working.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's it say here? Jimmy, why do you? No, we can see the Rumble chats. We're not ignoring. Can you see the Rumble comments?
Yeah, I see the Rumble comments.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo, we can see the Rumble comments.
Mr. Magoo, we see all of them.
We're not on Rumble. We're in Rumble Studio, so we see comments from YouTube. We see all of them. They're all mixed together. I don't know if you guys can see that, or if you can only see. If the YouTube people can only see YouTube, the Rumble people can only see Rumble. I don't know how that looks. Do you, Jimmy?
Do I what?
Mr. Magoo, can he see the YouTube comments being on Rumble?
I don't think they can see the Rumble. No.
We can see all platforms. That's why.
I think YouTube can see YouTube and Rumble can see Rumble. We see them both, and
we're not ignoring anybody. Promise.
Yeah. No, we see
them all. They're all.
I can actually. I have a tab up, so I can go back and see what he's written, because he's, I think, the only one commenting in Rumble.
Mr. Magoo, you're the only Rumble comment we can see when you write something. So if we're missing something, please let us know.
I wouldn't necessarily.
Isn't it embarrassing
that Trump is the deep state? He was on the island. I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Are you really commenting on cologne? Trump selling cologne for $250. Trump sold tennis shoes for like $1,000.
Is Trump selling it? Because I don't think he's able to do anything while he's.
Yeah, president. I'm not sure he's selling it personally.
Yeah, I don't think he can do it personally.
He may be licensing his name out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that's legal.
I wouldn't turn it down if someone said, "Hey, we want to sell cologne called Jack Attack. We want to sell cologne on it with your image on it." I'm like, go for it. Let's share the profits. Let's do it. Jack, if you could throw a pie in anyone's face, who?
I was literally just looking at that.
Who would you choose? Who would I choose?
Pelosi.
No.
No.
I'm okay. If I ever threw a pie in somebody's face, it would be out of fun, not out of hate. I couldn't do it out of hate. Out of fun. Maybe Junior for him slamming my face in the cupcake.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, he would be fun. Like to get him good, but then we'd be all in love. Okay. Let's see.
It was hot pie in the oven or
Hot pie.
cream
No,
pie.
it's a cold cream pie, like Three Stooges. By the way, Three Stooges are awesome. If you guys, I know they don't have it much anymore.
Oh wow.
Three Stooges were awesome. What's wrong? Let's cream pie. Anyone? Are you gonna answer that?
Way to go! Way to twit or way to make it fun, Sumo. Way to make
Yeah.
it fun.
Okay, let's see here. So
Are you in there, Zesty? I guess Zesty made a Rumble account.
oh, okay. You ready to go to the next topic, or you still
Yeah,
got stuff?
whatever you want to do.
I want to talk about the bomb movie that's coming out. All right. Everybody knows that Superman's coming out. Okay. I've always said they did horrible casting.
Okay.
The guy looks like a wimp. He doesn't look like the Man of Steel. He doesn't. Henry Cavill looked way better than him. But moving on, I get it. So the director, James Gunn, came out and said, yes, there's a lot of politics in it. I'm like, okay. He said, if you don't like it, screw you. That's what he said. He said that today. So I'm telling you, there's a bunch of political crap in it. It's going to bomb so hard that Disney's going to lean back and laugh. I mean, it's going to be like, say, there you go. How about that? Now you get some. Yeah, it's going to bomb. So hold off by going and watching it until we get reviews. I'm not going, but I promise you. What was it? The Critical Drinker? Is that his
What
name?
about him?
He's a movie review guy, right? I think it's the Critical Drinker.
So.
I love him, the English guy.
I think
Okay.
so.
Plenty of reviews will come out, guys. By the way, I guess in the comic book, the son of Superman came out bisexual. Really? You gotta do that? Well, good luck selling those comics. But so they're not far from being. I'm sure this whole movie is horrible, but we shall see. We shall. I'll be posting in the Brutal Honest movie and TV reviews on Facebook. So if you over there, you can join the group. That's where all my movie reviews go. But I won't be going to see it at all. I'm going to wait for other people to see it. Kind of like not upgrading your iPhone till other people do it. Now, if I hear it's really good, I may give it a chance. But
I do that a lot, like especially with like video games, especially games now. Wait, Superman has gay now? What? Or is gay now? I don't know.
No, I don't believe he is. Who knows? And you know why
knows?
it's
I mean,
wrong?
really?
You know why it's wrong? It's wrong to put it in the storyline. You know it's wrong to put a gay in the movie when they hide it. They show you a trailer. They make sure you never see pride flags. You never see the political bull crap. Then you get in the theater and 3 seconds in, two guys are kissing. You're like, F this.
Yeah. Until they got your money.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, actually.
So
you know, if you
that
wanted to, you could actually. Well, I mean, you got a pass, so it's a different story. But
I pay 50 cents a movie.
If you were to go in and see a movie and pay full price, and the first 30 minutes to an hell, you could probably even go almost to the end of the movie and be like, yeah, I this was horrible. I want my money back, and they'll probably refund you.
If the movie's not over and you walk out, they got to give you your money back. That's all there is to it. You can complain until they do. Sorry. I don't know why my nose is running. So, anyway, if you don't like what you see, leave the movie theater. Have you ever walked out of a movie and later watched it at home and it was good? You ever walked out
Actually,
of a
there
movie?
was one movie I did that for.
I did too. What did you do it for?
For
And you
me, it
guys,
was Moulin Rouge.
oh no,
I
I
wanted to
hate it.
see it because it had Ewan McGregor and
Yeah, it was awful.
what was her name?
I don't know. I walked
Hold
out.
on.
I
It
didn't
was
go.
Tom Cruise's ex-wife.
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
Yes, Nicole Kidman. Okay, so I went to see it because it had Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor from Star Wars.
Right.
And the first, I'd say, first 15 to 30 minutes, I just couldn't sit through it. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm done. So I got up and we went and watched something else. Um, and then I watched it at home, and it
Right.
wasn't as bad as I thought it was in the theater.
You know what movie I did it to?
Hmm.
Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
Oh yeah.
I never was a Pee Wee. Pee Wee Herman had just come out. It was his first movie. And I watched it and I went, what a bunch of crap. This is the worst movie ever. I walked out. I went home. Then later on, when it hit TV, I watched it and I laughed my ass off. It was so funny. It was because you got to understand certain things should be watched a certain way. And that's how Pee Wee Herman is. You have to understand who he is, how he behaves, that kind of crap. But it was funny when I watched it.
See if it's on here. No, I disagree. Superhero movies or kids movies. No, I disagree.
No, not at all. Go watch Thunderbolts and tell me that's a kid's movie. No,
Yeah,
I don't believe
especially
that.
superhero movies today. Maybe back in like the 80s.
Oh yeah, then why is so much gay and political agendas and if they're for children? Why are they dealing with the big adult topics?
Here you go.
That's a good question. I don't get
You don't get it?
just because it's spelled
From
different.
Lois Lane to Lewis Lane?
Oh, Lewis. I didn't see the spelling was different.
Yeah. Louis.
I mean, got it. Sorry about
You're
that.
thinking about him
Sorry for
being
not getting funny. I apologize. What is all of Hollywood LBTQ? I don't know. Hollywood. I worked in Hollywood for years. I literally worked for a management company. Me and one other person. There was 30 employees. Me and one other person were straight. Literally. We didn't go out, we didn't hang out with coworkers. We didn't go to their houses. We hung out with each other and go, "What's up, buddy? Did you watch the game last night?" Literally, it was like. By the way, he was a good friend. He used to manage. He discovered what was his name? Who's the Bob Seger? Bob Seger. He discovered Bob Seger and signed him to Capitol Records. If you don't know who Bob Seger is, he's the guy that goes, just take those old records on, and then what is it, Risky Business, the movie, where he comes sliding in and lip syncs to that song.
Yeah.
That's Bob Seger's song.
Yeah.
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun
Yeah.
dun. He signed him. He worked with Frank Sinatra when he was alive. So
Really?
he was older than I was, obviously. He had a picture of Frank Sinatra on his wall that was signed. Said, "Brian, thanks for the good years." And he signed to Frank Sinatra. I'm like, oh man, I'm so jealous. It was so cool. Yeah. To know Frank Sinatra is like to know Elvis, you know. So, but yeah, the whole company was gay. I'm like, it was luckily all I did was answer phones. So that was about it. And I was the IT guy. People couldn't install software to save their life. What do you got there?
Double Bacon says it's nice to go to the theater, but all that's ever played is Disney and superhero crap. Well, there's a lot in theaters. Yes, I
The
agree.
new Jurassic Park
But
was good.
Jurassic Park is in there. Mission Impossible. Uh, what else has played? Sinners. I mean, you've seen a lot.
Yeah,
There's that
Sinners
one.
wasn't that good, dude. I watched
There's
it.
that one cowboy movie that you just went to see a couple weeks ago.
Um, The Last Cowboy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good. But there are good movies. You got to look for them. I'm not sure what
yeah. There's some out there. I
genre
mean,
you
there's
like.
actually a horror movie that just came out too. Uh, that one that you just the Final Destination,
Yeah,
right?
Final Destination. If you're a fan of the series, you'll like the new one. It was
Yeah.
done
So I
good.
mean, there's other things than just Disney and superhero movies.
Okay, Karen. Karen is asking if this is more of a right-leaning podcast or left-leaning. Okay, so Jimmy and I, we lean more right, but people in the chat can lean left. You never know,
Doesn't
and
matter.
we're okay with that.
Oh, here just to talk. That's what it's
So
called.
yeah,
An
we're
open
here to
discussion.
talk. You lean whichever way you feel comfortable. We're not here to change your mind about anything.
Oh,
We're here to
it's
discuss
really
it.
pointless. Like a buddy of mine said, you're not going to change anybody's views. The only
I've
thing that's going
never,
to change their views is um, life experience.
yeah. So yeah, we lean right, but the show doesn't lean right. Like we're ripping on the right tonight. We're calling them a bunch of dirtbag liars. So it's not. We try to stay logical, truthful, and honest. You know, I mean, if Trump kicked a kitten,
Well,
that's a bad
Steamboat
thing. We would
brings
say
up a
it.
good point.
That's a horrible thing.
And then Gatsby has something right after that. But obviously, they're targeting the kids with the agendas. Yes, on
Yeah,
all the agendas.
that's the game plan.
It always seems to be the
They're playing the long
common
game,
denominator.
guys. But trust
And
me,
then Gatsby,
they're waiting for
along the
these
same
kids to
lines,
grow up, trying to brainwash.
kind of. Over 100 deaths in Texas due to the flooding. Yeah, I've also heard that they're trying to make that political. Oh, you voted Trump, so you get what you deserve. It's like, really?
Yeah,
Why would
it's not
anybody
about.
celebrate or,
I don't care what color the kids were. It's horrible.
yeah, nobody wants anybody to go through that.
Yeah. So on Karen, on why did he do that? Why did who do what? You try. The one thing we do ask Karen is that you give us full questions so that we just stumble across your question, we can answer it. That's all. I'm not sure who you're discussing. So anyway, um,
Oh, shoot. I didn't see that till just now when you were commenting about
yes, that's
what's
the
his name?
song. Thank you, Zesty. That old time rock and roll. Thank you. That was Bob Seger. What I mean by he discovered him is he signed him. He heard him. He thought it was good. Like I used to manage Mark Corey Lee. He's a country artist, or he used to be. He isn't no longer. But we did 3 albums together. He was amazing. He was in San Pedro, and I saw him in a bar, like peanut shells on the ground bar. And he was really good. And he sounded like Ricky Nelson. You guys are like, who? But anyway, so I went up to him and I said, look, have you got a manager? He said, let me be your manager. I sent him to our management company, got him signed to William Morris worldwide. He opened for Dwight Yoakam, Alabama, Patty Loveless. We got him all over. And that's why I'm in Nashville, because one of his shows was in front of the Grand Ole Opry, and I came out with him and fell in love with this town. At that time, Music Row was still Music Row. Now it's just a street. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just pulling something up real quick.
No, do what you got to do. So anyway, I'm calling it, guys. Superman's going to blow. It's going to suck. It's going to blow, whatever you prefer. It's going to do one of them. So be ready for that. Don't waste your money on it. I think Fantastic Four is going to blow too, but for totally different reasons. But I think, yeah, Superman, the director said it's political. That was a stupid statement. By the way, if you can do a trailer that hides everything, why bring it up? Why bother? What people just gotta, some people need to leave their mouth shut. It's like, I always go back to this example. It's like when Cracker Barrel, took sides and they got rid of all Duck Dynasty. Everything to do with Duck Dynasty, they got rid of because Cracker Barrel is left leaning. So the thing is, their customers are country. They're 100% redneck. That's their customer base. They completely, because they chose sides, they should have just stayed out of it. Target, stay out of the bathroom scene. You guys need to just shut up. If you're a company, shut up. This way, everybody's happy. I don't care. You leave the podcast and go, he's kind of an idiot, but he thinks this way. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. I do care about you, though. But companies need to shut up. Movies, the director should not have said that because all he did was hurt the sales. All he did was hurt the movie. How stupid. Even if you jammed in political stuff and your trailer hit it all, then don't bring it up. Just let the movie live by itself. I miss the lack of racial tension in the 90s. Like there was in the 90s. I didn't deal with racism in the 90s. I grew up in California in the 90s. It was so not, there was no racism that I could see growing up. In California, nothing. I hung out. I literally spun records for an all-black club. All black. We're talking 1,000 blacks dancing on a Friday night. I'm the only white guy spinning records, and I'm working for Middle Eastern owners. It's called Mr. J's. And during the day, it was a strip bar. But at night, it was a nightclub. And literally, we would have shootings every weekend because we brought down the crowd from Compton. It was rough. It was a rough room. But it was the best job I probably had. Serious. Even though there were shootings, I was behind the DJ booth. I was good. Plus, I was behind plexiglass, so I was good. But it was a fun gig, guys. I miss those days. I got to play whatever I wanted. I mean, I could have played 2 Live Crew. I could have played, you name it. There wasn't a word that couldn't be said on those turntables. It was so much freedom. It was awesome. I hate Cracker Barrel.
I was just reading that one.
Oh, me. Yeah, Debbie, we get it.
That's a Southern thing, isn't it?
What?
Isn't that like a Southern thing?
Yeah, it
They
is.
always want to meet at Cracker Barrel.
Yep. Cracker Barrel. I'm telling you, Southerners,
Or what's the other one?
those freaking rocking
Waffle
chairs.
House. Waffle House is the other one.
In fact, Tammy used to work for the company that made those rocking chairs.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah, she worked there for a while. Really nice company here in Tennessee. But in fact, they still make the rocking chairs. But Tammy works somewhere else. Uh, yeah, I didn't know what racism was, guys. Let me give you a story. Can I give him a story real quick?
Go ahead.
I keep forgetting. It's your channel. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's fine.
Um, so there was a time I'm in California. I got hired by a radio station in Chase City, Virginia. Okay. So we drive out. I take the job. I'm the morning man. So I take the job. I think, wow, 90,000 watts of power. It was awesome. It was in the middle of nowhere. But we went, I mean, it was the first time I discovered what country really was. I didn't know the sticks. When people say they live out in the sticks, they're really sticks. All the leaves fall off and winter and all that, and it's really sticks. So we're at the laundromat because we're still young and newly married. I think it was Garrett was with us. I think Garrett went with us. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Garrett traveled and well, he obviously went with us if he was alive. But so Jack Jr. wasn't alive yet. We're at the laundromat and Garrett goes over in the corner to play with the kids in the corner. He's playing while we're doing laundry. And a black lady walks up to us. She goes, "Yeah, did you know that your kid's playing with our kids?" We said, "Yeah, sure." White kids don't normally play with the black kids, she said. I'm like, "What the hell's that?" I go, "That's a bunch of crock. Your kid can play with my kid any day he wants." I looked at Tammy like, what did we just like fall in a hot tub and go back in time? What the frick? That was the first experience. I was for days. For days, I was blown away. I'm like, that was just weird. Totally weird. Oh, Waffle House. So we go to Waffle House in Chase City, Virginia. It was so hot and sticky that you could see the flies stuck to the window while you're trying to eat food. It was disgusting. Oh my God, there were flies stuck to the humidity on the window. It was so gross. I hated Chase City. I hated it. It was Chase City, West Virginia. Hated it. I used to walk into Walmart and I would lay my head back like this and I would go, please, please be back in Buena Park, California, please. I hated it. Fine dining was fast food. It was. We went for Italian food. And I said, yeah, I think I'll have this dish. The waitress says, we don't have any more of that. I'm like, okay, I'll have this. She says, we don't have any of that either. I'm like, okay, what do you have? How about we start there? She said, everything on the left of that menu, we don't have anymore. Everybody knows that. What the frick does that mean? You alerted everybody in town that the left side of your menu is no longer in effect?
Where was that at?
Serious.
Where was that at?
That was in Chase City, Virginia. The
At a
whole
restaurant?
left of the menu was not anymore. Like
At
everything
a
on the
restaurant?
left. Yeah, it was a restaurant. It was an Italian sit down.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I mean, I remember, what was it? Like, when I was working in restaurants, there was a lot of times where the menu would change, but they didn't bring out the new menu
oh
to,
no, they
man,
weren't going to
that
bring out a
was
new
dumb.
menu because everybody knew. Oh my god, it's so funny. I can't believe it.
Debbie says she loves Waffle House at 2 a.m. when traveling.
Yeah, Waffle House is only for hangovers. Kind of like Norm's in California or Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would go there after the club, right?
Actually, well, I never went to the club, but oh shit.
Uh-oh. We lost him. He'll be back in a second.
That's weird.
Guys. Can we get a leaderboard? No, because we're using Rumble Studio software. The leaderboard is if we were using YouTube software, but we have no leaderboard, unfortunately, on the Rumble Studio. So sorry about that. We live in a world of crap. Is it crack? Croc.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, Sumo Boy.
Croc.
We're in a world of croc. Is that a movie?
Waffle House is a danger.
Waffle House is a health hazard, guys. If you've never been,
It's like, I don't know. I've always thought they're
one step below Denny's.
Over freaking greasy. It's like, oh my god.
It's really, guys.
You can literally take your plate and drain the grease right off.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god! Come on, guys. Go into cardiac arrest sitting in a Waffle House.
Okay, so the 60s and 70s. All right, I was born at the end of the 60s, like 67. So I don't remember the 60s. 70s was disco. It was weird. People were weird, wearing bell bottoms and I remember as a kid, the blacks used to put their hair pick in their hair.
Yeah.
And they just stick it in the back. I'm like, how about your pocket? Why walk around with it in your hair? But I guess it's like putting your sunglasses up on your head. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Sumo Boy. I may be the next to disconnect. Be ready. Somehow it does that. I don't know why.
It's weird because it hasn't been that long yet.
I know. Usually it's not till the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. Waffle House discriminates against white people?
No.
I haven't seen that.
That's not true.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that.
That's just your opinion.
Which one? We're at?
Oh, have you? Huh?
I was asking which Waffle House. Because I haven't noticed it.
I've never seen that. In fact, I usually see more white people than black people in Waffle House. So it just depends on probably your town. Have you guys seen about the Epstein news? Yeah, we went off on that, Karen, before you popped up. We talked about it. So you probably want to watch the beginning of this video.
Yeah.
When we're done, it goes up recorded. But yeah, they're all liars. The government's disgusting. If somebody says they're a politician, don't believe them. You can believe they're a politician, but you can also believe they're lying to you. The best Waffle House meat is when the cook is smoking a cigarette or frying. That's so bad.
I don't think they can anymore, can they?
No, you can't smoke in the building anymore.
I think that's kind of nationwide now.
Do you guys remember smoking on airplanes?
I have seen that, Michael Caine.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Anytime I've gone to a Waffle House, there's fights. I have seen that.
No,
that's crazy.
More like shootings.
Yeah.
It depends. Once again, the Waffle Houses around us are very clean. Still crap food, but a little bit better than most. Go to Alabama, go to Kentucky, and you just fear for your life.
Yeah. Disco's gay music. Sorry, had to be said.
Okay. Uh, I used to spin all that. Ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Oh, I think he's talking about this. They've been accused multiple times of black employees discriminating white people. I could see that happening.
Yeah, they don't do that here.
I guess it really depends on which one you go to. Where
That all
at?
depends on the person.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that at Logan's Steakhouse. You're gonna get that anywhere, guys.
Oh
People,
yeah.
some people are racist. That's all. It's just a fact of life. You know, I'm racist against crappy people. I think every race has crap. There's white trash. There's eh, there's crap in every single race. So I think we all share that. So anyway, let's see. They've been oops. An older, trim, handsome woman. Yeah, you can't. You know, they literally also have outlawed vaping in certain buildings because of the secondhand fumes. That's all.
Yeah.
Some
Which
people don't want to
would be weird,
inhale
but I
caffeine,
understand.
not caffeine, nicotine. Excuse me, I'm craving caffeine, but no. So there is secondhand fumes off of vaping. That's all. Uh, I quit.
Uh, Debbie says she quit smoking. It was the hardest thing ever.
Oh, did she mean to write smoking?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's probably voice typing, isn't she?
Or it's just autocorrect.
Stupid autocorrect. By the way, we're already doing
But
AI.
definitely on. She's definitely talking on or texting on a phone or
Yeah,
phone.
voice typing is the worst. It's never correct. It never understands what you're saying. It's crazy. You think we would get voice typing down first before we go on to AI? Nope. Got to keep going. Left is trying to make white people minorities in their own country. Yeah, not. I'm once again not in that racist stuff. Wasn't raised that way. My mom didn't care who I married. She was very middle of the road, okay with everything, you know. She didn't believe in God, but she never was racist at all. Or if she was, I never could tell. She never talked about it. She never used a racial slur. She did deal with a lot of dirtbags in New York, though. You got to remember, my mom was raised during mafia when they were big. Mafia was a big thing. Dating mafia, I'm sure she did because my mom was beautiful. So I'm sure she had her take with dates here and there with some some men you probably don't want to go out with, dangerous men. Uh, but she wouldn't discuss it. She wouldn't talk to us about it. So we knew it was true. You always know the answer. I'm like, hey mom, do you ever date any mafia? I don't want to talk about it. That's a yes. Hey dad, you ever smoke pot? None of your business. That's a yes.
Yeah. Avoidance.
Yeah. If if you don't want to talk about it or it's none of my business, you probably did it. Okay? If it was a no, you would just say no. I've never been to a hookah bar either, ironically. Have you?
I've
What's
seen
the,
them, but I've never been to one. I
there
have.
was a lot in
Yeah,
California,
in California, I
in
saw
Garden
'em.
Grove.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah. And if you don't know what hookah is, it's like smoking Middle Eastern tobacco and it like smoking on a bomb with a kind of weird looking. It's like a hose. It kind of looks like a bong, kind of looks like a pipe. It's just weird. I never went though, but I heard it was whoever did it really enjoyed it. I don't know if it got a head buzz. I don't know what it did. Vaping is not the same as hookah. Vaping, most of the time, vaping is just it's water infused. Excuse me. Yeah, it is water infused nicotine. So they cross nicotine with water, and then you inhale the vapors. That's where, hence the name vaping. So, am I correct?
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Are you with us here? You good?
I was just looking at something.
You're busy researching crap.
Yeah.
He's always looking at headlines.
Well, no,
Always.
I'm
I'll
digging
call
in.
him up, and he's all Tim Pullen for 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyway,
Well, because I go through all of his news. Like he has like I said, I think he does like 3 or 4 news videos a day. So I'll sit there and listen to those, and
you know
then I'll go to other channels and listen to theirs. And
what's frustrating is trying to follow these people. Some of their platforms they charge, some they don't. You got to know
yeah,
where to find them.
well, honestly, I don't even like
Like
even Tim
Candace
Pool
Owens,
has like a
always charging.
Tim Pool has like for his every night he does 2 hours of streaming, and then for the last I don't even know how long it is, but after the 2 hour mark he goes into paid for members only.
Why can't we just make you use a Christian country only? Not sure what that means. I don't mind smoking marijuana in the privacy of my own tub, but public smoking is not appropriate. Um, you know, marijuana is a weird, kind of a fine line, guys. And and let's see, Jimmy loves headlines. Yeah. Um, marijuana, you literally everybody I meet is like nobody goes, yeah, I'm okay with it. You can give it or take it. No, it's either like, no, not my thing, or yes, I do it. And it's not my thing. I'm that guy. Let's see here. I am a line cook at a big national franchise. Our code word for Afro American is Canadians. We got Canadians. Okay, so Tammy's not racist either, but
Well, you can kind of notice certain things that happen.
okay, how good were they on tipping?
Not even just that. Not even just
No, no,
that.
no. I'm asking you, how
Oh,
good of tippers were they?
uh, it was mixed. It was mixed.
Who
They
was
weren't.
worse, Christians or blacks on tipping? Come on, dude. Give it up. If it's Christian, say it. If it's black, say it.
Well, that's a tough one because, like, okay, Sunday morning after church, the worst.
Okay.
Uh,
So Christians were worse than blacks on tipping.
then, but I mean,
Come
yeah,
on.
they weren't good either. So I mean, but like I
Okay.
said, it really depends. You had people that would, and you had people that didn't.
Tammy said Christians are worse. They
Really?
both are bad.
Yeah.
She said they both are horrible. But the
Or if
Christians were
like especially
always
being
worse.
in the South, when I was in Tennessee, if you got those people that like barely put $2 together
Oh
to
my
make
gosh. Why bother
buy their
going out
food,
then? Obviously. So my brother,
and
so Jim,
you can
you know,
tell because they come in like the worst dressed, and I
with
mean
their
not even
12
trying to put them
kids.
down or anything, but you can tell when somebody's there just to eat and don't they'll pay for their food usually, um, or try to get something discounted, but that's it. It's
Okay,
just the
so
realities. It's not knocking anybody.
my brother Jim, right? You know Jim?
Yeah.
Okay. He also did food service. Somebody left him a tip of 47 cents. He picked up the coins, ran out to the parking lot, gave the money back to the person, said, you need this more than I do, obviously. gave them back the tip.
Yeah,
He said
that
it was
gets you in trouble.
it was worth the write up. That's what he said. I'm like, wow, dude, you got some nards there. That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Christians. You say on Sunday, yeah, they're horrible. Christians are horrible. They would
it's
fight to
usually
get
like it's only Sunday. It's not even like during the week when they come in, like after
right.
or like Wednesday night. It's a whole different story.
I know it's so stupid. Why do they go out? Why do they bother? Stop it.
Yeah,
You know. So I'll be at the movie theater, and like you know how people come last minute while the previews start playing. They're walking right in front of you, and all I can think is these guys go to church. I guarantee it. The last minute people coming late, churchgoers are the worst. The worst. And they don't tip well. There you go. So they get the prize. Let's see. You'll say.
yeah. I've
I keep hearing
actually
y'all
said
saying,
got tipped $100 for singing a song.
okay,
"The
well,
Light of My Life" by Debbie Boone. I've received tips like that before. Every
okay.
once in a while, that happens.
So Karen says, I keep hearing y'all say the blacks a lot and stereotype and is very off putting and racist.
It's not
Wow. No,
racist.
you're racist. You
That is actually not
literally,
racist.
you freaking racist
Pointing
person.
out
You
obvious.
literally wrote that. I literally got talking about how I loved DJing in an all black club, but you missed that. I literally talked about my kid playing with the black, even though I'm told they don't normally, and I didn't care. My kid can play with
Yeah,
whoever he
it
wants.
doesn't. It
But
has
you
nothing
didn't
to do
hear
with
that.
skin color. It has to do with
So you're
here.
a deaf
A
racist.
great,
You only hear what you want to hear. There. Sorry.
a great way to place it is that it's
Mm.
about the culture, not the skin color.
You know what? You asked which way we lean. We lean nice. We don't
Yes.
lean racist. Okay? The fact that you would claim we are is just disgusting. There you go. You want to know what kind of podcast we got? That's the kind.
Wait, what?
What you gonna pop something up, or you
No,
just
I'm reading. I'm on the YouTube tab.
Ken's so funny. He said they should stay home and watch church on TV. You know what?
Ken said something.
You know what,
Said
Ken?
they
You're
never
right.
tipped.
They should. They should stay home. Okay, Michael came because it groups people together based on bad behavior. Very racist and stupid. Karen, by the way, there's logic. Certain
Yeah,
people are grouped together because they should be grouped together because the stereotype is true. Try to figure that out instead of screaming like a freaking snowflake. Oh my God, they're racist. Stop it. Everybody in the chat room knows we're not. For you to
very
come
good.
in for the first time ever and open your big ass mouth and say we are.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
quick way to get
first.
blocked. Just by the way.
Oh yeah.
But Ken, he brings up that's just like the movie Waiting. Can't believe Jim had to deal with that. The 40 cent tip.
What is it again?
Have you ever seen the movie Waiting
Um
with Ryan Reynolds,
I did, but I don't
Justin
remember it.
Long?
I don't remember it.
So basically, Justin Long, he did that.
Okay.
The guy left him like
Hold
a
on,
$2 tip or something like that.
Karen, I'm about ready to give you a free ticket to the boys club, courtesy of Jimmy. You have such poor reasoning and logic. Well, how about this? How about you're a freaking moron? Let's all stop the show and worry about Karen's first day being a total moron. You're an idiot. Oh,
What are the
dumb.
ones for?
Oh, there you go. Curse. There you go. That's some good English.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you're so educated that those are the words that you can use.
Just wait till you see the chat. If it comes up.
Oh, and I'm sorry to upset you. No, I'm not. I hope I upset you. I hope you never come back. There.
It's not
I'm
Christian.
just going to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to be a dumb idiot and accuse people on the screen or in
Uh,
the chat room of
well,
being what
here's a
they're
good
not.
point. Michael brings up a good point. He said he thought Asians had the smallest tips. They don't tip all that great either.
No, I've
But
never heard Tammy talk about Asians in California.
foreigners, if you get
No,
somebody from out of the country,
no, she
they
never
won't tip
complained about
either.
that either. Nope, it was just those churchgoers. But she served at Rainforest Cafe. That was at Disneyland. That was all tourists from all over the world, all over the country. So anyway, oh my God,
There it is. I see
yeah,
it now. Uh,
Karen. Well, all right. So what I'm gonna, Karen, you're gonna get treated better than everybody else. Not only is Jimmy gonna deal with you, I'm gonna make sure you never show on my show, and I'm gonna block you right now. There you go. This way, I don't have to look at your angry, pissed off face again. There.
honestly, I think it's one of those trolls.
Whatever.
Oh, that didn't show. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Type 1 if Karen is a racist, and then you see all the ones in
All
chat.
the ones in the chat room. No, stop it, guys. Now, to
Um,
get back to
how-
the topics, but yeah, certain people, they just do. I'm not stereotyping, they're stereotyping. I mean, okay, you call, like, I'm going to go over that table of, let's say, Hispanics. Okay. They tip horribly. Every time I go to a table full of Hispanics, I don't get a tip. I think it's pretty much okay to
I
stereotype that
wouldn't
they
say.
never tip because it's the truth.
Here you
It's
go,
called
Jack.
facts.
I don't go out to eat unless I can afford to tip 30%. How about you, Jimmy and Jack?
I
I
started
tip
20.
accordingly. Typically, I don't know when the standard became 30%. I don't know when it became even 20%.
No, I didn't
I've
say it
always
was standard.
understood the tipping standard has been 15%. You double tax,
It's whatever you want to do. A
but
tip is a
well, I mean
thank
that's
you.
standard. So you do like a base standard, and it's obviously subjective. So if somebody's a poor server, you don't tip them the normal. If they're a great server, always there for you, then you tip more than the standard.
Hey,
That's what I'm getting at. There's
somebody in
always
the
a
chat
baseline.
just somebody. Wait, was her name Karen?
Yes.
Her name's Karen. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. You, no wonder your name's Karen. That's too funny. Somebody said throw her in alligator Alcatraz. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, that's too funny. Sorry, I just keep laughing at that comment. You guys make me laugh sometimes. So anyway,
Oh well, I'm glad I got rid of her.
did you take care of it?
Yep. All
You mean
done.
we're not going to hear from Karen anymore?
Nope.
That's cool. I may stay on for another hour. I may bake a cake. I may go celebrate and blow up balloons. You have literally made my night.
Tip my waiters get is me not getting them fired.
So you can ask us where we start.
Honestly, so here, Sumo, the tip my waiters get is the most, or me not getting them fired. I don't know what you're trying to reference that, but honestly, the best thing you can do if you're trying to or want somebody to stand out in the business, good reviews. Always just give them good reviews.
Oh yeah.
If you don't like their service, I wouldn't say give them bad reviews unless they're just blatantly rude. But if they're adequate, don't review at all. If you're not going to give them a good review, don't review at all. But if they do a great job, give them that review. That's going to go further in their job than anything else.
Okay, so to answer Ken, if they do their job and they do it the way they're supposed to, and they take care of me, I give them 20%. If they go above and beyond, I go above and beyond, and I'll do 30% or more. Okay, depending on how big the bill is, If I'm at if I'm at a freaking Korean barbecue place and the bill's $300, I'm not gonna
Is there
go up too high. What?
is there a Rainforest Cafe in Nashville?
I believe I've already done one years ago at Rainforest.
Is it still there?
No, yeah, it's at the Opera Mills.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
It's still there.
But I can't remember if it was still there or not.
No, it's still there.
I know they made that steakhouse.
So
just
if they
before.
go above beyond, I literally will tip them greater than 20. I'll go up to 30, and I'll give a good review to the restaurant, including the name of the server and a good review to show even more appreciation. So I'll go out of my way to hopefully help them out with their bosses. So that's kind of how I do it. If they're horrible, and I mean horrible, they don't ever fill your drinks up. The silverware is dirty, and they took it away. They bring you clean silverware, and they never bring it back. If they're horrible, yeah, I won't tip. If they're really bad, they ain't getting a tip, because a tip is saying thank you for your service. If I were to give you any money, I would be thanking you for your service, which was horrible. No, I'm not going to tip.
And this is where I was going with the whole foreigners thing. So lots of Europeans don't tip because they don't know they have to, because servers get a decent wage in Europe.
I've heard that before, by the way. I have heard that.
And well, that's kind of like Australia. In Australia, they make the minimum wage, which I think is over $20 in Australia. So they're making a wage, and that's why they don't believe in tipping in Australia.
If you need more shifts at the shop, I can give you some to pay her back. I don't know what that means, self or safe. Safe. Sorry. How can I mispronounce that? I've said it before.
And that's what I would say. Exactly what Zesty said. People from other countries are just uninformed.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Foreigners are already paying enough everywhere else. They can do whatever they want. I mean, they traveled to America to come visit.
They're spending money in our country.
Oh my gosh, they're spending so much money just to get here. I get it.
Well, not even just that. It's like, okay, going to Disneyland, how much does it cost to go to Disneyland?
You got to pull a mortgage out.
Or any, I guess, tourist location. How much are they spending? Quite a bit.
Thousands.
Just on being here alone.
Americans spend thousands.
Not counting the traveling to get here, which is minuscule compared to what they spend when they're here.
Yeah, they're spending twice as much as we are because they got to get here. And international travel is not cheap. So let's see here.
Knife Nerd says, according to Google, in some places like Japan and China, tipping is often seen as rude or unnecessary.
Which I can't understand why it would be seen as rude.
I don't see that. I don't understand that.
But I have heard that
it's not correct, but
I've also heard that too.
It doesn't make any sense, but hey, everybody's culture is different.
Tom says, I think the richest person should pay. Nah, I don't think it has anything to do with rich. I think everybody should. If the service is good, even adequate, you're taken care of, you want to say thank you, you tip. That's all. That's what it comes down to. My fear of not tipping on... Oh, I don't tip on takeout. If I pick it up and bring it to the car, no. I'm not tipping. I'm not tipping on mobile apps if I'm driving through and grabbing it out of a window. There's no
Yeah,
tip. You're doing your job and you're
yeah,
getting
no,
paid to do your
I'm
job.
the same way. I don't tip for coffee. I don't tip for just standard everyday service. Like I've seen it at Taco Bell where you want to tip, or even Wendy's, you want to tip? No, for what? You're getting a wage.
Yeah, let me give you a tip. Go work at a better place. This place is crap. The food's crap. It's Taco Bell. Jeez, dude. I've had better dog food. But once again, I'm the first to say I always love Taco Bell.
Never tip if you get an STD. Is that what you just read?
What?
Is that what you just read?
No.
Oh, never tip if you get an STD.
All right. That
I don't know how you get an STD from eating food, but
I don't know either. And I don't know what tip she's getting. They do tip in Australia. They just claim to not when they visit the US to get out of tipping. No, I don't think they're working it. I think it's truly I've heard it from enough places, from people who are overseas, from people who went overseas. I've heard it enough that I'm starting to believe it. Reminder chat, don't. Yeah, thank you, Sumo Boy. If there's a GoFundMe, if anybody's asking for money in the chat, that's a no-no. Don't do it. Don't ever give $1. I won't ask you. Jimmy won't ask you. And nobody in the group should ask you. If anybody's asking you, let us know. Because that is not to be done. This is not a place to pay your bills. The richest person. What do you expect people to pull out? Their oh my god, Ken, that's so funny.
bring up
Everybody,
their
all right,
bank
everybody,
statement.
pull out your
Yeah,
paycheck.
who's got the
Who's
most
the
in their bank
richest?
account?
Who's making the most money? Because you're footing the bill here. That is, could you imagine? That's like a vacation episode. That's too funny. What? What?
I could so see Chevy Chase doing
Yeah.
that. Oh my god, that's funny.
Jelly of the Month Club. Clark, that's the gift that keeps on. I love vacation. Christmas vacation is so funny. Sorry. Kind of had a movie flashback.
Honestly, so that's a rumor I've seen. Where is it?
What?
I gotta find it on here.
Are you at the bottom yet?
Here, so Double Bacon says, says to Michael, my fear of not tipping on takeout orders is people
I already
spitting
read
in
that,
food.
dude.
That doesn't happen. From my experience, it doesn't happen. I don't know if Tammy had a different experience, but
No, we didn't. She wasn't involved in the to-go orders. But I wouldn't tip to go.
just in general at a restaurant. Like I've never
Right.
seen that happen in any restaurant I've worked at.
People usually don't tip on pickups to go
Yeah,
orders.
you don't get, especially if you're doing like to go orders, you don't expect it.
You're tipping.
Nice, but it's not.
You're
expected.
tipping because you're keeping my drink full. You're walking back and forth. You're bringing me my food. But if I got to go walk and get it and I grab it and you're not filling my drink at home, you ain't getting a tip. They think you are pitying them. Think that you think they need money. Also, just extremely polite, something like that. Got it. Other cultures are so different. But
Which
once
one did
again, to go orders, forget it. No.
you didn't read
In
it
fact,
out loud?
speaking of to go orders, I think my dinner is almost ready. What time is it? 6:43. Oh, we're doing pretty
Almost
good.
there. Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Are you going to stay on if I bow out?
It's true. Well, I'm probably gonna hit that 2 hour mark, but
Okay.
it's true here in the UK we don't tip because tipping was normalized when Prohibition banned alcohol in America, so servers were paid less. But England never went through Prohibition. I didn't know that was where it ties back to.
I
I didn't
didn't
know
know that
that.
either.
I'd have to look that up. That's interesting to hear.
All right, guys. So have fun hanging out with Jimmy. I'm getting out of here, but I will see you what, Saturday?
Yeah.
No, Thursday.
But
We're doing Thursday night.
yes, that's right.
And we're going to kick off with a few gaming headlines. If you're a gamer, you probably want to come in like right away. What time do you think that'll be? I think you work Thursday, right?
7. I think
Six
7 p.m.
thirty, 7,
Yeah, somewhere
7.
around there. Well, typically get off work at 6, come back or come get here by 6:30, and then that's why 7 seems to be
All right. So
too.
be looking for an alert that we're going live. Mark that notification bell, and then
Yeah, definitely turn the
on
notification
whatever
bell on to
platform
get
you're
that
on.
follow. Shit, stop. Oh my god.
What is that? The Tim Pool
Yeah,
alarm?
it's Monday, so Tim Pool
Dude,
alarm.
I don't have an alarm for Tim Pool or Candace Owen
Well, because I want to keep
or
up with
any
it.
of them.
I should turn them off, to be honest, because I don't even watch it till the next day anyway.
All right. So let me let you go. Let me
Uh,
go.
don't
You
donate to
can stay here, dude.
made by chatter.
Everybody in the
Yeah.
chat, thank you.
Well,
I love you guys. Sorry about Karen.
chat.
Hopefully, we've dealt with her.
Don't
But
donate to any GoFundMe's made by chatters. Only you can stop the scammer plague. Exactly.
yeah, if you donate, that's on you. We
That's
warned
your
you.
choice.
We
It's
brought it up
your right
twice
to make your
now.
choice.
You should know better. Your parents should have raised you better than that. But be careful, okay? Take
Yeah.
care, Ken.
Here,
Bye, everybody else.
when I
Okay.
was bartending in Florida, I made $2.13 an hour. This is what happens in Tennessee. Plus, I had to pay income tax on 8% of my gross sales, whether I got tipped or not. So if you tip me 5%, I lost money. Exactly. Exactly. And that's very true because I've been through that. There we go. But yeah, that's very true because I've actually been through that. Being in Tennessee, we got tipped or paid $2.13 an hour, and then you made tips. And if you didn't, or if we didn't receive tips, it didn't matter whether we made tips or not. We still owed that money. So we could technically, usually it didn't happen very often. By the end of the night, you still made something, but it cut into what you did make by the end of the night because you still had to pay that out whether uh, you made money or not from tips. Uh, bear with me real quick. I'm just kind of trying to scroll through the chat. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind on the chat. Before it was normalized, tipping was considered bribery. Yeah, wouldn't go that far. I would say tipping was just kind of to get or encourage better service. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Michael Caine says, well said, Sumo Boy. Sumo Boy says, Jimmy, do you get tips at your current job ever? No, I do not. Every once in a while, like you get somebody that says thank you and they'll hand you something, but it's definitely not the nature of the business. They think you are pitying them. See, Paulin says they think you are pitying them, think that you think they need money. Also, just extremely polite, something like that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the nature of it is. It's a polite thing to do. Understand that when you're going to I mean, look it up before you go. It's different from state to state, and it's available on the internet for you to check. Um, Tipping uh, may or may not be necessary. It's still polite, but some states, like I think California and Washington, they still get paid an hourly wage, um, or at least close to a minimum wage, if not more, sometimes. Um, but there are states that don't. So if you're in a different state, look it up. They'll tell you. Um, and those are the ones that where they live off whatever they get tipped. Uh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nick C. You said it well. Let's see. Servers never spit in your food. They'll be tempted, but they wouldn't risk the potential health code violation. And uh, there's people that come in and was that like the mystery shopper kind of thing. So if you're doing that kind of thing, you could lose your job and not be able to work in food service again, or at least for a long time. They will kind of ban like a anywhere from a small to a large ban. Uh, you remember when Domino's workers were sticking the cheese up to, no, that's gross. That's gross. Oh, there you go. Tips to ensure prompt service. There you go. No, I mean that also really depends. Like if you see the server being like is real busy, and say like if you have a 5 table or a server has 5 table section, um, it's going to look a whole lot different for service if they have a 10 table section, or even better if they have like a 3 table section. Even though that hurts the server to have a smaller section, um, in the end, you know, you're not gonna. I don't know. It affects the service depending on how big the section is. So if you see your server running around with their head cut off, like a chicken with their head cut off, then you know I'd say show them compassion. Next stream, let's do a leaderboard. Number one gets to be moderator. Sumo boy. I already told Jimmy I do not want to be counted as a winner. It would be inappropriate for moderators because money skews the points. I understand that. Wendy's gave a tip to someone with their chili. Wow, gross. It's almost 7. We got 8 minutes. See, I understand. Or Poland says, I understand. Thank you for explaining, Michael. It's tragic. Poor guy. Michael Kane says, Jimmy, don't forget Star Wars Empire at War Gold Edition on in the Steam summer sale. Yeah. Yeah, I got to work on that. What is your current job? I don't really go into my current job because this is what I focus on. The other one just pays the bills. until this one can. I tip my mailman, the UPS guy, and the yard guys. They work hard and I appreciate them. Well, that's nice. That's nice of you, Debbie. Department of Labor is that the employer is obligated to. Yeah. Department of Labor law is the employer is obligated to at least meet minimum wage if the employee's taken is below. Yeah, but it depends on how they calculate it. It really depends on how it's calculated. Like if you're doing it by the weekly calculation, then you could meet what you should get met or hourly. You can make that in 1 week. If they do it daily, then it's a lot easier. Like if you're there for 8 hours and you made $20 in tips. I mean, that's a horrible server for one, but just hypothetically, if they did and they just had all bad guests, then this restaurant is supposed to make up what they would normally get in an hourly wage. But that's only if it's done daily. If it's done weekly, then one day may just suck, and then the next 3 days are average, and then the final day you may do really good. That'll balance it all out to that 1 week, and it's pointless. If tips aren't making that, I mean, Zesty and Michael Caine trying to get that enforced is the trick. Yeah, exactly. That's another. Zesty made a good point. Michael Caine trying to get that enforced is a trick. It is, because you can tell them, "Hey, I didn't make that much in tips," and they're like, "Okay," or they got 1,000 things going on, so they won't even pay attention to what you're saying. We'll look into it, or something stupid. It's trying to get it enforced is really tricky. Michael Caine says, yeah, realistically, the employer will just fire anyone failing to make at least minimum and above from tips. Yeah, for the most part, because they'll see it as a server problem, not a guest problem. I know benefit. Yep, I know benefits. No sick time, no overtime, blah blah blah. Yeah, you don't get any of that working at a restaurant or any kind of serving position or any kind of tippable, really, for the most part. It's almost 1 a.m. and you're still with us. Thank you much. Thank you for giving us your time. I appreciate it. Michael Caine says, Jimmy, was there ever any instances of male servers making more tips than women? Not to my knowledge. I'm going to be real. Women usually would walk away with $200, $300, $400 a night, $500 a night. The only time a guy really made money was if he was behind the bar. And even then, a female bartender would make more money than a male bartender, but a male bartender would still bring in a decent amount. There was your one or two male servers that would bring in a decent amount, but for the most part, no. I would say it's definitely a gender thing. And that would be who made better tips generally. I would definitely say women by far. Wait, what? Honestly, if I get bad service in a restaurant, I don't just not tip. I dine, I dash, I bloody never go back. Honestly, I wouldn't even go that far. Nick, if you get bad service or your food's horrible, okay, so dine and dash, and you're making the server responsible for what you paid or what food you ordered. So they have to pay it out of their tips or out of their pocket. And they'll probably even get coached for it. I would talk to a server, say, hey, what's going on? I'm having trouble, with my service. usually the server will, have a conversation with you. If you're still having a problem, talk to a manager. The manager will probably comp your food, so you get to eat for free. They have that power to do that. So, yeah, and it depends on the restaurant you go to as well. Uh, and Michael, you said you never go back to rudely staffed places. Typically, there's like even like most of the places I've ever been, you're gonna have one or two that are very rude. Um, and I don't see how they have a job doing that kind of job. Um, it blows me away. But um, then you have the two or a couple of people that are on the other end of the spectrum. They're not rude, but they're horrible, and you're picking up their slack. Um, that's a thing too. Uh, then you got the people in the middle, you know. So yeah, I definitely would recommend talking to a manager or something before. You can even suggest, hey, I'm not trying to get the server in trouble, but they seem like they're busy and they can't get to give me the service I'm looking for, something along those lines. Zesty in Florida, that's called defrauding an innkeeper an innkeeper, and I think it's a felony. Is it really? Is it really a felony? Well, that's the dine and dash thing, right? That you're talking about, Zesty. Uh, hey, what's up, Redlow? Welcome in, man. It's okay. This will be on the thing pre-recorded, so you can go back and check it out. If you haven't, or if anybody's still in here, you haven't already, hit that like button. Help the algorithm boost the channel. But let's see. Back to chat. Zesty says, yeah, Nick, in the U.S., dine and dash means to duck out on the bill, and the server gets stuck with it. Yep, exactly. The server is going to get stuck with the bill, whether you pay it or not, or if you don't pay it. Sorry, if you don't pay it, the server's got to pay it. Sometimes they'll work with the server if it's one table and it was a horrible table, like or it wasn't the service, it was the guest. That happens. It's not very often, or from the restaurant's point of view, it's not very often. They think if it's happens too often, then it's a you problem, not a them problem. So then that goes into a whole different thing. But yeah, they'll still work with the server, and like I've even had managers where if they paid the bill and you're running back and forth to the table, the and they don't tip you, the manager will help you to get at least something for your time for you running back and forth, and they'll be able to see it, and they'll discount certain things that they can within their budget to help you make something off of that. At least that's been my experience. Zesty says, a couple of weeks ago, some food or fool was trying to impress me and bought a round of drinks for the band. Of course, all the guys got top shelf stuff. Ouch. 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 That sucks. That's got to be a big bill. Over $300 is a felony as a dine and dash in Florida. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Um, but the problem is, if you dine and dash, you got to prove it. You know what I mean? Um, if you have no way, to prove who they are, that's a problem. It's it's difficult to arrest somebody or charge them with a felony if you don't know who they are when they come in. You don't know who they are before they leave. You know what I mean? I mean, if you check their ID for alcohol, then that makes sense. But I mean, how many people really write down somebody's information off an ID when they're just checking to see if the ID is legit and they're of age to drink? You know what I mean? All right. Any last things before we sign off for the evening? Because I got an hour until game time. So yeah, if you haven't already, like I said, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and haven't already, follow or subscribe. Um, help get the numbers up. Help boost the channel. Um, let's see what else. In the description, I've got different social media available. I'm on X, Instagram, Facebook. Um, what else? TikTok. I've got game videos on there. Obviously, you can find me on YouTube and Rumble. Trying to think of what else. Next stream will be Thursday night for some gaming news. So we're going to look up some different things going on in the gaming world. We'll talk about that on Thursday. And then Saturday for F as in Frank. I do stream on Twitch for gaming. We've been running through Horizon Zero Dawn. You can catch me on there. I'm usually on there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then the midweek Wednesday. Then we always have Fortnite Friday on Friday nights. All these typically, all the gaming streams are usually at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time or 9 p.m. Eastern. Was at 6 p.m. Pacific. What else? Usually the gaming news is kind of new. It's a new thing we're going to be doing. Kind of didn't go as planned last week, but this week we're going to be on, should be at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, so 5 Pacific. And then Saturday for 5 p.m. For F as in Frank on Jack's channel. But other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you all being here and supporting the channel. I will catch you all next time. Thank you.